Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. You've heard us talk about it. Window World, the #1 window replacement company in the USA, selling over 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years.
That's a lot of satisfied customers and why J.D. Powers has awarded Window World Best in Customer Satisfaction 3 out of 4 years.
Window World stands behind their slogan, simply the best for less. With Window World, you get top quality windows at a price that leaves more of your money in your bank account, and you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement industry. When compared to our competition, there is none. See for yourself. Call the competition. Get quotes from them. But before you buy, get Window World's free estimate and compare the quality of the windows and the price.
You'll see.
And when your new Window World windows are installed and they're saving you money on your energy bills, if anything goes wrong with those windows, Window World and I will be there to make it right. That's my guarantee.
Call Window World today. Start saving money on your new windows and your energy bills and take vacation with your savings. Window World, online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
It's a Nimnik Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline, Lauren Brooks, Andrew Gibson with you. Oh, that's one of my favorite Zach Brown songs now, by the way.
Homegrown is?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it pops up a lot on my phone.
It's a great song.
It's a really good song. So, Gibby, here's our point about the Rays.
Yes.
You made the point. Who are you talking to when someone asked you about the Rays?
So Hacker had me on his show, and we were talking about, it was just opening day segment, and he said, he's the Rays fan in the building besides Lauren. Yeah. And so he's like, what do you think of the Rays this year? And I said, Hack, you're not going to know many of their players, and they're going to wind up in the ALCS.
And that's dead on. So yesterday, some dude named Luke Raley hit 2 home runs, okay? Hey, just so you know, Luke Raley's parents don't know who he is. Nobody's ever heard of Luke Raley, right, Lauren? I mean, you've never heard of Luke Raley. Maybe before the season you looked at the roster, but you never heard of him.
He was traded to the Rays last year, but yeah, he didn't do much last year that I can recall.
Why would anyone trade with the Rays?
Yeah, ever.
I mean,
I'd never trade with them.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, believe me, my team knows. So, but I mean, Luke Raley's a guy that no one in the world's ever heard of. Okay, but you know the guy that grew up next door to Luke Raley? Who's next door? I don't know. Nobody's ever heard of Luke Raley, but he's apparently a damn good player. He's 28. He hit 2 home runs yesterday, and so.
He worked this offseason to make his swing more efficient.
Yeah. Well, and
bringing his hands closer to his body and lessening his leg kick.
Well,
that's what he worked on.
Yeah. Well, and he and about 200 other major leaguers worked on something. But
but it worked for him.
But because he's got that damn TB on his hat. That's why it worked with him. But Hayes, I mean, I'm joking aside. It's amazing, and give them credit, man. It's not easy to be good, and the Rays have found a way to be really good with guys. To Gibby's point, you've never heard of.
When was the last time the Rays had a losing record? I mean, it feels like it's 5-6 years, right? Which in Major League Baseball,
it's got to be all of it. I'll bet more than that.
I mean,
it feels like more than that.
I'll bet
that's incredible.
Yeah,
I'll pull it up, but I mean, it is a testament because they're playing.
In 2015, the Rays were, 2016, the Rays were 68 and 94.
So they're bad in 16. Okay. So they got good in 17. So they went from really bad in 16. To good by 17.
So 7 years running, they've been a winning club. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
And 16 was just the second year of Kevin Cash.
Okay.
And actually 17 they were 80 and 82, but that's pretty close to 500.
Okay, but they were still starting in 18. 18 is when they became.
18 they had 90 wins. 19 they had 96 wins, and then of course 2020 was the shortened season. They were 40 and 20.
So 18 is the year they got good.
Yeah.
So. Not saying any names, Brooks, but that'd have been a good year to pick them up. That'd have been a good year to start rooting for them. So
I'm a smart person.
Yes, you are. But seriously, joking aside, it's amazing that they do it, and it is a template for other teams. I mean, it's a template. Cheap teams like my team, the Royals, the A's. But Gibby, here's the thing: nobody else has been able to sustain it. The Royals won a World Series, and they're lousy. The A's were really good, 3-4 years ago, but now they're lousy. The other cheap teams, the Reds, the Pirates, they just stay lousy. But the Rays have been able to do it like nobody else.
Well, they have figured out a way, and I think it's obviously front office and scouting, because they are by far the best team at uncovering diamonds in the rough. Guys that we've talked about that you don't know, never heard of, but yet they wind up with the Rays. Luke Raley got drafted by the Dodgers in the 7th round.
The Dodgers.
And the Dodgers couldn't figure out, they couldn't unlock what the Rays have seemingly unlocked for at least a short period of time with Luke Raley. Same thing with Zach Eflin. He was a okay pitcher with the Phillies. The Rays just gave him $40 million, and he looked unhittable in his first start. And that's just the magic of what the Rays do. The thing with the Rays in every baseball team is, okay, can you pay their stars? And the Rays, they've paid guys, but they just continue to chug along. And Randy Arozarena is going to come up, and he's going to get a big deal from somewhere else probably because he's repped by Scott Boras. But guess what the Rays are going to do? They're going to find the next Randy Arozarena. That's what they do.
Yeah, and by the way, when Arozarena, when he's playing for the Mariners next year, he'll be just a guy. So he's a really good player. Yeah, but he's turned into a really good player.
It was fun to watch during the World Baseball Classic.
He was.
He was the star. I mean, besides Ohtani, Arozarena was the star.
Agreed.
The Rays payroll, according to Spotrac.com, is 27th in Major League Baseball at $64.6 million. The league average payroll, $148.6 million. They're $84 million under the league average.
Right. And might have, and again, it's too early to say because they haven't played a lot of good teams. I mean, we've only played not even a week.
Right.
But it sure looks like they're going to be pretty good. I mean, they're gonna be 5-0, 5-0 tonight. So they're going to be pretty good. So it'll be.
The Nationals, by the way, are terrible.
They're supposed to be really bad. They're supposed to be like one of the worst teams. So we'll see.
In baseball, it does feel like there's almost very few mediocre teams. You're either spending a ton and really good, or the Rays are the exception, not spending a ton but really good, or you're kind of towards the like. There doesn't seem to be a lot of teams that stay in the middle, like there probably are more in other sports.
Well, and again, until we've said it, we said it ad nauseum like everybody else has. Until there's an equity of spending, it's always going to be pretty much the way it is. By the way, the Pirates are playing in Fenway, and for the third time ever. The third time they've ever played in Fenway. The third series they've ever played in Fenway.
That's really surprising.
That's 3 more times than Georgia's played at Texas A&M in football.
Yes, a good call. They played in Fenway in 2005 for a 3-game series. They played there in 2018 for a 3-game series, and they're playing now. How about that? And
you guys won last night.
Well, we did win last night. And by the way, I've seen the Pirates play in Fenway. Think about that. They've played there 3 times ever.
Wow.
Through 3 series ever.
That's awesome.
They've played 3 in 2005 when my daughter was 12. Suzanne and I and Amber took a trip to Cape Cod, and we stayed one night in Boston, and Suzanne stayed at the hotel, and Amber and me and my 12-year-old daughter went to see the Pirates and the Red Sox. Because I can still remember this. They had these gigantic donut things, and my daughter
nothing better than ballpark food.
And she still talks about it. So she still talks about the donut things they had in Boston. So.
By the way, you were telling Taylor Dahl that you want to go to a Pirates-Cubs game.
Yeah.
In Wrigley for an early afternoon first pitch. There is not one.
They're all Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
I looked it up. They
I looked at it yesterday. I meant to tell you.
They play there twice. They play in Wrigley twice, and they're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday both times. And all 6 night games. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
They're all 6 night game starts. Which is because I'm telling you, as I told Taylor, a 1:30. I say 1:30. It's actually 1:20. A 1:20 Central Time first pitch at Wrigley in the summer is the best baseball ever. And everybody loves it. It's packed. They know baseball. It's an old stadium, but it's a gorgeous old stadium. The bars in Wrigleyville are like nothing you've ever seen. It's the neighborhood is magnificent. Gibby, you ever been to Wrigley?
No, but it looks like heaven on earth.
Gibby, you need to get to Wrigley.
Yeah, I do.
Hayes, you have been to Wrigley?
I have not.
Yeah, you need to get there. I mean, Wrigley's one of those places. If you look at a bucket list, Lambeau's still on my bucket list. Have you been to Lambeau?
I have not.
I've not been to Lambeau. Lambeau's
COVID year.
Was in the COVID years when the Jags went most recently. So
I'll have to wait another. I think it's six years before they go back.
So I've not been to Lambeau, but if you don't have to be a diehard baseball fan. A sports fan needs to go to Wrigley. You get those old style beers. It's not very good, but that's the beer you got to get. You walk into Wrigley, you get an old style. You don't get a Bud Light. You don't get whatever. You get an old style. Because that's the beer there, so it's pretty magnificent.
Go visit old friend Dansby Swanson, who's playing well to start his Cubs career.
Do you root against him now?
No, I don't. I wish him well. He helped the Braves win a World Series. He was the one that made the final out to Freddie Freeman. And both guys are gone, and the Braves are still winning. Imagine that.
I'm kind of like you. I root for guys who used to play for my team.
There's part of me you still wish they had him, of course, but guys like Adam Duvall, who's killing it for the Red Sox. He's playing in the series against you right now. They can't get him out. Nobody can. Yeah. But no, to your question,
David Bednar might have got him out in the ninth last night. But please continue.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. He's hot. He's really hot. Duvall is, but. I don't root against those guys. If they're playing the Braves, of course. But when they're not playing them, which is most of the time, I'll root for them.
By the way, you're right about Duvall. He's crushing the ball. Imagine if the stinking Braves still had him. I mean, of all the other, imagine if the Braves still had Duvall.
The Jaguars just signed Josh Wells.
Breaking news.
Josh Wells.
Josh Wells,
the
back.
left tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I would have preferred Calais Campbell if we were going to bring back the 2017 team, but yeah, Josh Wells, back.
Well, there you go.
Didn't he spend time with Tom Brady?
He did.
Well, maybe a rub off.
He was the left tackle.
Josh Wells is now 32, which makes me feel old because I remember the day that they signed him as an undrafted free agent. The first time I saw him in the Jaguars locker room, I thought he'd last about 2 weeks. And here he is going into his 9th season. So congratulations to Josh Wells on that. But
offensive linemen might be the most difficult, though, like bodies to judge as far as who's going to last and who's not. Because I feel like we've talked about other offensive linemen, like they're not going to be here, and then they have long careers.
Yes. So Josh Wells, Jaguar from 14 through 18, played 326 offensive snaps for Tampa Bay last year. That was about 41%. And there is your swing tackle.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll talk more about Josh Wells and how he fits the Jags after this.
The Frangie Show, live from the Hastings Injury Law Firm Studios on 1010XL. Hit back with Hastings.
Hey, sports fans, Hayes Carline here, and let's talk getting rid of pain with QC Kinetics. Get lasting relief from joint pain without surgery or drugs. QC Kinetics has clinics near me in Ponte Vedra and also in Mandarin on San Jose. Call 904-274-5522. They've taken it to a whole new level with new medical director, Dr. Peter Atch, a renowned triple board certified doctor with decades of experience. Look, if you're tired of living with pain in your back, hips, shoulders, knees, don't let anyone tell you surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation at 274-5522. Learn how advanced regenerative medicine can get you real relief. Don't go under the knife. Don't deal with downtime. QC Kinetics takes the healing properties from your body, concentrates them, and puts them back into your affected joint to restore the damaged tissue. QC Kinetics, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Get a free consultation. Call them at 274-5522.
Rick Ballou takes you into the night.
He's the actor in the family. And then we got the big guy.
Ryan the Hacker Green.
Yes, and what I most admire is the way you've captured the voice of the common people.
Right after Rick Ballou. Evenings on 1010XL.
Just in time for that tax refund, get up to $150 off your next brake service at Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie here. Extend your savings with 6 months no-interest financing. The Big Chief Tire team treats you like family when you visit for brake repairs, tire replacements, oil changes, and more. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment at one of our 4 Jacksonville locations. We keep Jacks rolling.
Some people don't do well under pressure. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we do it best. Whether you're spraying down the shop or getting the winter grime off your house, a Northern Tool pressure washer says you're serious about spring cleaning. From an all-electric power horse to a Honda-powered North Star, we'll help you build your perfect cold or hot water package with all the chemicals, attachments, and everything you need for the job ahead. Northern Tool and Equipment. We're made for this. Come see us in store or shop online at northerntool.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
They spend all year fighting crime and fighting fires. Coming up April 15th at UNF Arena, they'll fight each other. Guns N' Hoses back for the 24th edition. Dan and I have been for every one of them, and we will be again this year. So join us at UNF Arena for some fist-pounding charitable action. We are back at UNF Arena, but all the fun and festivities of Fight Night are back too. That means tailgate parties beforehand at 3:30, an after party afterward at 9:30. Get your tickets today at gnhjacks.com/tickets.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 4th, 1974, Hank Aaron ties Babe Ruth's home run record by hitting his 714th in Cincinnati, facing Jack Billingham.
Hey, sports fans. Hayes Carline here for MyBookie. The Masters is here, one of my favorite weeks of the year. Tiger is back. You need to sign up. Outright winners, first-round leaders, and live betting, too. I'm telling you, if you haven't signed up yet for MyBookie, do it now for Masters Week. Take advantage of crazy boosted odds via the MyBookie money bag with a chance to lock in top talent at long shot odds. MyBookie is the only online sports book that makes you feel like you just hit the sweet spot on your 3-wood every time you play. Getting started is simple. Sign up today at MyBookie. Use promo code 1010XL to secure a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. Deposit $200 and play with $300 instantly. Just use promo code 1010XL to claim your bonus. Whether you're a diehard or a casual fan, this is one of the most fun betting weeks of the year. You can hit winners for long odds betting with MyBookie. Bet the Masters anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
I want my Woody's barbecue. When I hear someone say, "What are we doing for lunch today?" I tell them, hey, here's a wonderful way to make your day by heading to their neighborhood Woody's barbecue. Hi, Flying Jacko here, and after a flight-filled morning, we leave the hangar and head for Woody's for lunch. But you don't have to have a pilot's license to eat at Woody's, oh no. Make plans to eat in or take out today. At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do.
Let's eat.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer. We are WM.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
It's a Nimnicht Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnicht, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out.
Josh Wells is back. We'll get to that in just a second. But right now is your chance if you want a pair of tickets to go see the Jumbo Shrimp during the opening series. First game at home tonight against Durham. And then, of course, the series runs through Sunday. Be caller number 4 at 641-1010. Caller number 4, 641-1010. Gibby will get your information, and then you get to decide what day you want to use those tickets. But we all love going to see the Jumbo Shrimp in action. And you will talk to Ken Babby coming up in under an hour. All right, Frank, when it comes to Josh Wells, back in the fold, I'm assuming swing tackle?
Yeah, I would think. He's, as Hayes said a minute ago, he's 32 years old. He was the left tackle for the Buccaneers. How many years? He was their left tackle the last couple years, right?
Yeah, but he was always, I think he was always played because somebody got hurt.
He wasn't there. Let me see.
His snap counts the last 3 years have been 100. This is on the offensive snaps.
Right.
111 in 2020, 124 in 21, 326 last year. Which again, these guys when they,
right.
Usually they're right around 1,000 if they, start wire to wire. So, the most he's ever played in a season is 464 offensive snaps. That came in 2017 for the Jaguars, obviously. That was 44%. So, he's a swing tackle at best.
Right.
He probably is going to have a good camp to make the team.
Yeah,
but I think he slots in immediately as the swing tackle.
He was in 19. He signed with the Bucks, and he started 2 games. That was in 2009. What year did they win it?
They won it in 21, right?
Okay.
Or what? Well, no.
The 2020 season,
2020.
right? Yeah.
Okay, so they won it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he played in 2. He played in 13 games. Started 2 games for the Bucks in 19. He re-signed with them. He was a 1-year deal. He signed back with them in May of 20 and played in all 4 of their games in the playoff run. So the year they won the Super Bowl, he played in all their games, but I don't know that he was their left tackle in all those games. That's kind of the question, right? He re-signed again, another 1-year deal in 21, and he played in all 17 games, but as a swing tackle. And then, again, these are all 1-year deals. So then he re-upped with them again in 22. He got hurt in week 2 and went on injured reserve and then was activated later on in the year. But he played left tackle for him when he played. He was a swing tackle. Yeah, he's a backup guy. He's a backup guy like he kind of was here. Forced into action like he kind of was here. And now he'll be here. So do you think that means they're done signing veteran offensive linemen? What's your gut?
It probably means they're done signing veteran offensive linemen.
I mean, they won't draft somebody, but I mean,
yeah, I think it's. I don't think this does anything in terms of how they approach the draft. But yeah, I would think that in terms of a veteran, I would think that now you don't really have a lot of room really. So I would think that this will be it. This will be the veteran addition free agency that the offensive line gets, and then I would imagine they're going to get a pretty high draft pick. If not the 24th pick, then I can't imagine it won't be the 2nd round pick.
Yeah, so probably, and that's the case. Well, you knew once again, you knew when they lost Jawan Taylor, who I'll say this again, they really wanted to keep. There was going to be a veteran that was going to come in here somehow, some way. There was going to be a veteran that was going to come in here and play. What you didn't want, I don't think, is Cam Robinson, your left tackle, Walker Little, your right tackle, and backup guy for every other spot. Now, young tackle, if you draft the 1st round guy, he can then certainly beat out either Walker Little or the swing tackle guy. But you didn't want to go into the draft season without a veteran there. So I'm not surprised. I didn't know who it would be, but I'm not surprised.
Would you guess, Hayes, that Cameron Fleming was then a little too expensive?
Maybe.
Because he seems to be better than Josh Wells.
He is better than Josh Wells, and he's better by a wide margin. I mean, again, Cameron Fleming has played over almost 2,000 snaps. He played 976 last year for Denver, played 911 in 2020 for the Giants. I mean, Josh Wells, from a career standpoint, has played 1,649 offensive snaps.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this is a guy that is a reserve in every sense of the word.
Is there a chance they still sign Cam Fleming? Or is this
Boy,
just
I
take
think
that
that'd
off the table?
I would think because
Josh isn't going to cost you anything. He's a 32-year-old veteran.
Yeah.
So
I guess
he's not denting.
I guess they could, but if they do that, then I would think Josh Wells has a very difficult time getting to the 53.
Yeah.
Last year, Wells made $1.12 million.
Okay, so he's not going to cost you anything. So if he made $1 million last year, so he's probably not going to cost you.
What a life!
And by the way, I'm not saying I think this is probably the veteran they're going to sign, but because the Cam Fleming thing interested me, who was a pure right tackle, so because I think if they signed Cam Fleming, he was going to be their right tackle. Forget draft, I think he was going to. Let me rephrase that. He was going to be the guy that competed with Josh Wells. Walker Little for right tackle, and there's a chance he was going to be the right tackle, and the Walker Little was going to be the left guard. I think I think if they had signed Cam Fleming, there was a real good chance it was going to be Cam Robinson, Walker Little, Luke Fortner, Brandon Sheriff, and Cam Fleming. I believe there was the chance that that's how it was going to align. I really do. I think it was going to align that way. Now that there's a possibility. Now that it's this, you now know, barring something, if there's no Cam Fleming added to the mix, then Walker Little's their right tackle. I don't think there's much debate anymore, right?
I would agree. Josh Wells is not competing for a starting job.
You wouldn't think. I mean, everyone can come in here and have a good camp, and he's kind of like the outside version of Tyler Shatley, right?
Yes, except I'd say Tyler Shatley is a much better player. but the same idea.
Oh, a much better player than Josh Wells?
I think so. For what they do, I think Tyler Shatley's a much better player.
Well,
I won't
both
go
are
there.
versatile because obviously Shatley can play center and he can play guard.
Yeah, I love Tyler, but
Wells
I
can
probably
play
wouldn't. I
swing
probably
guard.
wouldn't agree. I probably to me they're similar. They're backup guys that are good team guys, good locker room guys. Can play on multiple. Wells can probably play either tackle. Shatley
he's
can probably
played
play either
both
guard. Yeah,
in the NFL.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. So all right, very good. It'll be interesting to see what winds up happening there. I will tell you, I remain intrigued to see what they do at edge in the veteran landscape. I'm still curious if there's another guy, and I'm going to guess they missed on a few guys that chose to go other places, right? Jawan Taylor, obviously, right? But I'm going to guess there's some guys they offered that chose to go other places.
Yeah, I mean, I think as we sit here today on April 4th with the draft coming up on April 27th, at least the first round, I feel like, Hayes, we mentioned nickel corner yesterday along with offensive tackle and edge rusher, but I really feel like if I was to put my money down on the two positions that it could be, it's either going to be tackle unless something changes in free agency moving forward, or edge rusher. Like at 24, to me at this point, unless they move up, move down, whatever, those are the two positions that I think you can pretty much bet on.
I think it makes the most sense for sure in terms of the voids that they have on their roster. It was interesting. Todd McShay put out a 2-round mock today, and he had the Jaguars going with Kincaid at tight end at 24, which that would stun me. But so we'll see. But and then Pete put out a mock draft today as well, and I think he had the Jags taking Torrance at 24, which is a pick I could absolutely much rather see than a tight end at 24. But yeah, I think it's again, what are you doing at edge rush? What do you have once you get beyond Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker? You've got basically nothing. And I do think that they need to be the needed offensive tackle isn't as large. It's more of, well, where is this position going? Because Cam Robinson is super expensive. You're not sure he's going to be here in 24. Walker Little's getting towards the end of his rookie deal. What's going to be the plan for him? And could you end up in a Jawan Taylor situation where if Walker Little does play really well, are you going to be able to keep him? They need to invest in that position, but offensive tackle isn't as dire as what they're doing in terms of putting their rotational edge, game plan together going into this